Hello and welcome everybody out there in D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic hump day. It is Wednesday. Celebrate this appropriately, please. But get your thrusts in wherever you need them and wherever you can. Before we jump into the action today, if you are enjoying this content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to follow along live, you can check us out over at twitch.tv/ProDMJoey. And lastly, if you're interested in joining any of our campaigns like this one, but not this one, we have open slots available in many of our games. We have open slots in Tuesday, Wednesday evening, Friday, and that's it. So yeah, if you want to join any of them, be sure to reach out and let me know. Hello, players. How are you today?
I'm
Fantastic.
good.
Okay, there we go. Somebody spoke up.
Cool.
Kyle, tell us what happened last session.
So last session we started off in this frozen spire to which I cannot remember the name, the Everfrost, I think it was, where we found a skull, not a skull, like a head. It was a full head. Embedded into the ice, and the head was talking with a nice ghostly voice. We decided to chisel out the head from the wall, and after some shenanigans to catch it before it falls all the way down the stairs, we got him, and we learned that this poor man was named Philo the philosopher. We also learned that this poor lad has been stuck in here for 120 years since the attack of the Frigid Doom on Draconia, and was alive because he's been cursed by the guy who hired him. Basically, he said that if Philo wants to run because he is afraid of dying, well, if he's cursed, he's not has to be afraid anymore, and so he can stay, and Philo start to run anyway and get stuck here. After some chit chat with Philo, we decided to follow his own lead and try to gather and end his research. Of course, when you say research and discovery, there is a tick that goes into KL's and Mickey's head, and obviously we continue on the lead. The first room we arrived after climbing the Everfrost was some kind of big icy room, quite empty, and KL tried to investigate the room with the help of a righty, give him up a boost so he can inspect the ceiling. We noticed some weird, mesmerizing shapes in the ice, and thanks to Mickey's magic eye, there was some kind of illusion up there, or in the shape of a big wolf. KL wanted to play doggy with the big wolf, tried to speak with it. Obviously, it didn't turn out really well. The wolf jumped out of the ice, and we had to fight against a giant invisible wolf. Fight during which nobody died, right? Nobody was at 0 hit point during this fight.
For the first time in a while, nobody went down. Yeah.
After this fight, everybody was pissed, obviously, but we kept going and looking for our good friend Philo's belongings. We went down what was apparently the room where they used to stay. There was a lot of guards' room, and we found that in the corridor of those rooms, the corpse frozen of a fancy dressed drow, which happened to be Philo's former boss. We took its belongings. Kriv took a nice cape from it. We found a sword and a nice shield with a enhancement in it. An enhancement of arrow catching. And we tried to figure out who would use this shield. Then we inspected different rooms, find a pair of boots in the boss's room, and found a bag of clothing in Philo's room. KL did the second mistake of the day, opening the bag of clothing and emptying the room with a very stinky and nauseous stink of things died since way too long. Back on our feet, we continued the investigation and found a weird 5-sided archway with gems in each corners of the archway. Curious as always, Kael touched one of the gems, the blue one, and ended up in the room without anybody in the room. The group argued, thought about ditching Kael once and for all because he's putting people in too much danger, and then followed suit into the room where a strange Age of Arcana area, apparently the office of an old magical master, was equipped by let's say a robotic voice that interpreted Rurik as being the master. What was his name? The master lector of old. We had a nice conversation with this voice, even if we burned the master lector biography. But ultimately, we ended up having a nice discussion with it. And while Kael was looking into a small hidden box, opening it and finding a artifact, a relic of the divergence from this wonderful world of Exandria from Matthew Master in Critical Role in the Mingled campaign. I'm doing like some drop of names. But Rurik did the mistake of promoting what was her name? Janet. Hi, Janet, I think was a title in the beginning, to become the new mistress of the area. And because there can only be one master, the old fucking shit trying to kill us. And so we exited the room as fast as I could before anybody could be too heavily hurt. And that's where we left off, with Variety trying to get into the experiment room, poking the white gem again and again and again.
All right. So you all took some time with Makit identifying this new artifact, a very, very good key that you all decided was probably in the best interest to give to the rogue. I mean, makes sense. And you were all deciding what you want to do from this point on.
I can tell you right now, I'm not going into the experiments room.
You can't. Arethe's been pushing the button.
Yes.
Right, completely locked out.
I think I am poking it in the wrong spot. Maybe if I try poking it on this side.
Okay, so you're going to reach around and poke it from the other side?
I mean, it is possible, but at this point, I think it's worth not even trying anymore.
And why would we even want to go into the room with all the dangerous experiments that have been let loose?
Are you a wizard?
Indeed, I am.
Aren't you curious?
Wait, have
I'm
you been a wizard this
also-
whole time?
I'm also interested in self-preservation.
Yes, I agree. And I mean, this would probably have been a bit more easy to explore when we had the control of the facility, I guess. But if I mean, you said there were ghosts in one of the rooms, and who knows if the others are containing other kinds of monsters and things. I mean, it's an interesting place, but
I mean, this place is definitely really interesting and neat and all that, but we came here for a reason. Kale, would you say that reason's been fulfilled yet?
Well, I haven't read anything in this library yet, so no. But I mean, as far as I know, there doesn't seem to be any way to get in at the moment. I don't think we might be able to get into this facility until we find this Janet and bring her back, because she is the new master. And she probably is the only, well, the new. Is some kind of master. She was, or maybe a skull, if we find it is, and probably the only key to this place.
Well, I for one would really, really like to understand more about that special key you found. I mean, that is a relic from an age forgotten. I haven't even seen an item with that much magic before in my life, and interesting magic at that.
Well, I mean,
What do you want to do with it? I mean, like, it's a key, right?
Did you not listen to what McKeith said?
Yeah, it's a very nice magical key, but
An item that small having that much magic? That is incredible.
yeah, for sure.
I thought you
this place-
appreciated history as much as I do.
what?
I mean, I do love history, Mikit, and you know that. But I feel that the travel to knowledge is as valuable as knowledge itself. Well, the path to knowledge, I may say.
I certainly wouldn't disagree
Uh-huh.
with. Everyone has their own perspectives and takes on the matter. Although something that was bugging me after Phil said that was, if it's from an age forgotten, then if it was discovered, does that mean we've remembered it, and is it really forgotten now?
Right. Well,
I don't think that's the most important thing for us to be thinking about at the moment, Rourke.
Oh, you're right.
Well,
Well,
actually, maybe this key can let us in.
let's. I don't know.
No.
I think we should decide whether or not we want to continue exploring here right now, or maybe. I mean, we could. We know where it is. We could maybe come back some other time.
I agree with the Seta. I mean, sorry, I forgot your name.
And you know he's a satyr?
He's a tiefling.
Shoot.
Yeah, he's a
I-
tiefling.
Sorry,
Keep
I
trying,
agree,
keep trying. You'll get there one day.
I agree with him that, or her, him,
Good luck. Good luck. Do you need a shovel? Because you're just digging yourself in there, aren't you?
Don't worry, we packed those. We have shovels here.
Also, hello, Ein.
I agree with him. I mean, we just activated the thing's self-defense system, which means it'll probably be twice, if not thrice, as difficult.
Right, that's what I'm afraid of as well. I mean, I suggest we come back sometime after we maybe we get someone who is named Janet to come with us, and we place her in the chair and fix it, and then we can explore.
That is an excellent idea, Grieve.
I know I am quite brilliant, but I'm also very cold, and I'm tired of being cold.
Well, we also came here in search of a next clue to this true king fellow. Did we... my mind's sort of... It seems to be failing me. Old age and everything, but did we find what we needed? I know we found a talking head, Phil. We found this strange place with headmasters and security systems, but did we actually find our next step for what gave us these mingled dreams?
Oh, we found that days ago, Rurik. We need to go towards the east of the Gehen Basin.
And that's probably a place that you might know. Apparently, it's within the Empire.
Oh, I am aware of that place. Jared, can I do a history check? Or do I need to?
Yes, you do need to. For the Gehen Basin.
Thank you, Phil.
Yes, you do need to.
It's apparently along the river near the Ustalav lake.
So the Gehen Basin is actually a pathway between the Ustalak, the Icefus River, and a place in Jorhas that you're unfamiliar with. All three of those streams kind of move into one another before going southwards and opening up into the ocean itself. And you're supposed to go to the Empire side of the Gehen Basin.
Thank you for reminding me. That if I remember my terrain and everything correctly, that should be on the Empire side of the Gehen Basin. That might be no offense to all of you, but that might be rather difficult to get to, especially for you, Kale.
Yep.
Oh yes, it's going to be exciting to see how we come up to deal with this situation.
I won't set a foot less than 2 miles near a city or a bit inhabited area. I can tell you that.
In the Empire, you mean?
Yeah, that would be a bad idea.
Yes, I suppose.
I mean, Imperials no offense, Rick, but
Why would
Imperials
I take offense?
are bloody racist bastards that if they see a dark-skinned elf anywhere near, they would just take its head off. Like,
Hey,
no way.
that's not fair. If they saw a dark-skinned elf, they wouldn't just assume and kill him. If it was a drow, though, then they would probably do that.
Do
And
you know
they'll
any
probably
other kind of dark skin elf?
and they're probably going to assume that dark-skinned elves are drow anyways.
Well, as I said when we brought this up previously, maybe we could just have someone make some kind of magical skin cream or something so you look like just a regular elf. Wouldn't that be... could work, I mean?
And I will say that trying to imitate a non-Jurassian accent, because my Jurassian accent is quite heavy. What should I do for that performance?
Oh, do you mean Zemnian or Imperial?
No, just not fucking Jurassian.
Oh, no, okay.
You could not talk.
I'm not very good to mimic other accent. Not at all.
I mean, you could do what Phil just suggested and not talk at all. One our time in the Empire.
You could be like the strong, silent type, you know?
Except not very strong.
And not very silent.
Well, I mean, the silent part is integral to your survival in the Empire in this situation.
I hate it.
Probably better for you to just stick with the party instead of scouting ahead on your own.
Rorik, associating with that question you asked me, Trustenwald is right outside the Ustalak Lake, but the Ustalak Lake is, by your estimate, probably 100, maybe more miles away from the Gehen Basin.
So basically, it's in the boonies of the Empire.
Gehen Basin is the middle of nowhere, pretty much. I mean, there's military surveillance in the area, but it's not, actively supported by living there.
Well, given the location of where we were told to look into, we should be actually pretty far away from civilization. It's basically in the middle of nowhere. We might stumble upon a patrol, or a patrol might stumble upon us. But if it's just a normal patrol of soldiers, they wouldn't want to bother with us too much. But given that we know our next destination, going back to what Kreve said earlier, I agree. We should maybe head back to Zarzith Kittrell to restock, resupply, say hi to Ravi.
So, alrighty. Do you know if there is any kind of harbor south of this trail? Maybe going by the ocean would be a safer and faster way. If not, I would actually advise going north. If we need to ration, go through Charis rather than going through the ravine again.
Jiro, do I know the answer to this question?
I thought he was asking Ein.
No, I was asking Alrighty if he knows that if there is an harbor with docks with ships on the
south of Zarzith Kittrell. Roll me a history check, Arite.
Yeah, at this point I should have taken proficiency with how often I roll these.
Can still do it.
Oh no, I do have proficiency. My bad.
Yeah. 20. South of it there is access to the open ocean in that region. And there's not like there's a dock set up there or ships or anything like that. Typically speaking, people would reach out to either Rothold to send a ship down there to pick them up and bring them back, or reach out to somebody somewhere else in the world to come into the port, row out there, pick them up, and send them back, which is incredibly expensive and takes between 2 to 3 months.
I will relay this to the party.
Well, no ocean then.
I wouldn't trust the waters in Zarthus anyway. God knows what monsters lurk in there.
So I would actually, well, if we want to go through Glazis, it's fine, but it will be, we need to go north, and Glazis in south. So it will be a walk around, like rather than just leaving the ravine and maybe going through Charis if we need to take some provision.
Right. Well, either way, aren't we going back to Sarset Kittrell first?
That's the question. We can, but it's a long way around. Like it's 2 days travel south, and then 2 days travel back north.
I believe just going north towards Charis would be the smarter idea.
Would you like me to bring you all over to the map?
Yes, please.
Sure.
And also, if I'm remembering correctly, when we were making our way to Zarset Kittrell from Charis, didn't someone mention like some tunnels can lead to other places, like even the Empire or something?
Do we really want to take guesses at tunnels that may or may not take us to the correct side or farther away from where we need to be?
We could find a dwarf. Every dwarf I've ever met seemed to have some sort of knowledge about how a building was made when it's with stone or about tunnels.
Well, if we do find a dwarf, however unlikely we can ask them. But for now, we really just need to find a way back to the surface and then to Charis.
Do we want to go to the southeast? Let me take a map, and I just open up the map of the area. Like
this is the map you guys have.
Like if I'm correct, we're here on the ruins of Draconia.
Yep.
So rather than just taking 2 days to go all the way south, we could just leave the bloody ravine where there are Draconmera, ghost stalkers, huge wolves, and back into the open plains or the Greenwood. And if we need ration, going to Charis, and maybe in Charis, well, no, that's a bad idea. But I was going to say taking a boat and going up the river, but that's a bad idea given what is in this bloody lake. Or we can directly go north.
Following the river towards like a hand basin would be a good idea, but probably best we don't be in the lake.
How are our provisions so far? That's the main question.
Look at your rations, people. Count them out. Post it in chat.
I think I haven't been updating mine for how long we've been out, because I think I still have mine from when we started from Charis. So still too many.
I'm not managing the rations.
Well, you also have an Ein. You've been using Create Food and Water this whole time, so like...
Oh, right.
I haven't been keeping track of them.
Yeah,
Oh,
you have an
Ein.
Like, on days where Ein runs out of 3rd level spell slots, you eat rations. Like...
I'll say I have like half of them left. Seems about right.
All right. What I would say is that we leave this bloody and freezing cold place, and we take a decision once we're in the open plains. Do you agree with that?
Sounds good. And if we do stop by Choris, I can pick up butterscotch.
Well, that's it then. It won't be a big turnaround, and so we can just go to Charis, pick up butterscotch,
Right.
and move from there. And we say hey to nice fellas.
Sounds like a good plan to me. I'm tired of this place. Also, we should get somewhere where we can sell these wolf pelts, make a bit of a profit, and we could re-equip ourselves with maybe some more high quality gear, if they have it, of course.
That's actually quite probable that we might be able to exchange our belts against high quality gear in Charis, because they don't like money there.
Oh yeah, bartering.
They would love to barter that for good stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, to
Yes.
Charis.
That's a little plan. Very good.
Alrighty. Yes, to Charis. Do you all know the way out?
I think it's that way. Where it points to a direction.
So no, you don't know the way
Well,
out.
We just make our way back the way we came, and
That was caved in, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Avalanche.
with avalanche.
Also, there were dragons that way.
well, yes, but it's been a while now.
Philo, would you know a way out?
Well, there's the way that we came in from up on top of the cliffs, but that area was kind of, difficult, because that's where the Frigid Doom showed up. So I'm not sure if it's still in one piece, but I mean, those are the options.
Oh, from what I understand, the Frigid Dooms have been long dead. And I came prepared for this sort of thing, where it holds out the climbing harness.
Good. Somebody's prepared. That's maybe helpful.
And Philo, by the way,
Yes.
you didn't tell us what you want to do. Like, do you want us to drop you somewhere?
In all honesty, I don't mind. You all seem less judgmental than I imagine other people would be, with me being a head. And I don't really know what else I'm supposed to do with my life right now. If anything, I would like to tag along and figure out more about that key eventually, and maybe even figure out some more secrets in this world. I mean, if I'm not allowed to die, that means I'll probably live forever, and if that's the case, I want to know everything. And, well, if we find a way to let me die, please, thank you. And I can watch your back.
And
Well, actually, having a severed rowhead might help us in the Empire. If we see human, just play dead.
Blah.
Yeah, like that.
Yes, looks good enough.
Thank you.
Uh,
Are you saying we can wear you like a backpack to watch our back?
I mean, why not? I mean, what else am I going to do?
well, I mean, worst case scenario, we find a really nice library that doesn't mind a talking head, and then they can maybe keep you as like a librarian of sorts.
That's interesting. That's certainly interesting. Well, I suppose it is what it is, isn't it?
Well, maybe we could find some kind of thing that that spell Mage Hand.
Oh yeah, me and Kale have that.
Maybe if Phil here could somehow learn to use maybe a wand or something with Mage Hand, he could lift himself up and be a floating head.
Well, I actually know how to do Mage Hand. The funny thing about it is it requires hands.
Yes, that's what I thought. So, well, anyway, it's that's all in the future, maybe. So, what are the exact options we have here to get out? Either go back or go to the place where the frigid doom came through.
I think the Frigid Doom place should be safe since he died.
Yes. Well, there could be some frigid doomlings or something like the maybe those white dragons, but if we're not going back, then it seems we only have one way to go, so let's go there.
I agree.
As long as Kale doesn't stumble into a white dragon nest again.
Well, to be
Hey,
fair,
I
the one
was
who-
with Crib.
Yes, I was the one who stumbled us both in there. So, yes.
I mean,
But he was also with you, so that counts.
Yes, it was all him.
bless you.
Bless you, Philo.
Thank you.
I mean, one thing too, if we experience any more white dragon creatures, maybe Arite, you could talk to them. I tried to scare them away before, but I don't think they understood me. But I don't mean any offense by this, but you look a little similar to them in terms of dynamic.
I swear to God, Rurik, I am not a feral animal.
I never said you were, Arite. I apologize if I caused offense.
You did. That's racist.
I apologize. I didn't mean anything by
There
it
is
in that way.
What is this offense thing you keep talking of?
Of course, Creve does not know what offense is.
It's that thing you
It's-
put around your house.
Of course, he plays the laugh track too.
For everyone but us.
All right,
Oh.
so up and away. Isn't that what they say?
Yes, they do. They
Yep.
do. So,
get-
yeah.
I was gonna say, give me a moment to get these crampons on. Did you have to
Anyways.
Google what that was?
No, I'm not going to. So, you all begin following the pathway that your fun little head Phil has been trying to move around for all of you as best as he can. And as you are traveling, it is kind of a labyrinth of tunnels in here that he seems to not be terribly familiar with initially. Now, I'm not going to lie, it has been over 100 years since I walked this path. And I am not terribly sure. Oh, this way over here. Yep. You now follow him in a complete opposite direction of where you were just leading. After probably 45 minutes of walking around, you come across a stone-shaped staircase, where the stones themselves have been riddled, destroyed, and left on these very low incline slopes. Ah, right up there. That makes it inconvenient to walk across. The slopes are covered in ice.
Oh no, luckily I came prepared. And Rurik walks, but he's got the crampons on, so he's got actual traction. Theoretically.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check. You are using the climbing kit, which means you can't fall more than 5 feet. Alrighty. You all wait for Rorik to climb, pit in, rope, climb, pit in, rope. And while you're all down here looking up at him go across this entire ordeal by himself, and waiting close to 30 minutes, did any of you want to do anything?
Is this a slope, or how high up is the slope, out of curiosity?
How high up is the slope?
Yeah.
The staircase seems to rise about 25, 30 feet.
Already? I will attempt to use my Echo with Echo Avatar to attempt to get it to go up the slope.
All right, the Echo is up the slope.
Oh, okay. Is there anything a whole lot up there at the moment?
You can't see through your Echo's eyes, can you?
You actually can.
Yep, see
can.
through my Echo's eyes and hear through its ears. I am also considered blinded and deaf.
Oh, you're doing the Avatar. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Mute. You look around. There is a frosty door, but there's no real handles or divots to hold onto up here. It's just covered in ice.
Already.
What sort of angle is the climb?
To leave.
No, what angle the room stairs?
The stairs, in the way that they were destroyed, I put it close to this.
Roughly a 45-degree angle.
Yeah. Not easily traversed.
But not too steep to take a lot of damage if we fall. We would just like slide down the slope.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like one of those curly slides. Remember those from back in the day? Good times.
Oh yeah.
So can we see all the way to the top?
You can kind of see up in that area. Yeah. If you like angle your head like on the side of it and look up, you can see up there. It's just you're like holding yourself up while looking.
And how far up did you say it was?
25, 30 feet.
Right. Well, I can bring one of you up there with me right now if we want to expedite this thing.
Well, it isn't dangerously steep. I suppose I could just try to get up myself, even without that climbing kit.
Or we could just wait for Rurik to climb up and lower the rope for us. Isn't that what you're going to do, Rurik? You're doing a good job.
Thanks, I'm almost there. Alright. On my back.
I turn to the others and oh god, it's so slow.
Magic users are so impatient.
I mean, why do you think they learn magic?
Yeah.
Alternatively, on the third paragraph, it says I can swap it regardless of the distance between me and the Echo.
Yep. But there's no
So-
real footing up there.
Right.
So that would be very inconvenient for Rorik.
I'm thinking it's just pure ice on the ground, or?
Yeah. Well, it's the Everfrost ice that seems to encased this location.
Okay.
But as all of you are debating all of the different many many beautiful, wonderful ways that magic could potentially solve this problem. Over the course of your half-hour debate on this, Warwick has successfully set up a line of pittons all the way up to the top of the door. Warwick, when you lean against the door, it gives way a tiny bit, but it seems to be jammed on something pretty solid.
Uh, I got it, everyone. Oh, God. Give me a second. Just catch my breath.
Woohoo! Mikit, you could have lied on the old man. Would have been easier to him. Poor dad.
You don't ask.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, that is
What an
Well-
helpful little wizard.
very good, Rurik. Can you lower down the rope for us?
The rope's already down here. It's through a line
Oh,
of
yeah.
pittons. Yeah.
All right.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's why it
Let's
took him
go.
half an hour, is the line of pittons.
Right.
That's the part that takes a while.
Uh,
So you
thought
all
that
start
enough.
climbing up. All right, athletics, everybody.
mhm.
Arite, you grab onto the rope and hand over hand start walking your way up. Mikit goes immediately after, apparently.
I'll cast guidance on myself and climb
Of
up.
course, of course. And, you know, Mikit and Kreve are going synchronized with one another, climbing but kind of like on their legs as they're trying to slide their bodies upwards, since they don't really have, you know, the powerful thighs that everyone else in this party does. Kyle, you get like 10 feet up and you hold onto one of the hooked divots and your arms are screaming at you right now. You don't know what it is, but it is, whew, it's hard. Ein, you get stuck right behind Kyle, and now your arms are screaming at you. And although you do have thighs, those thighs are now screaming as well.
Wait, are you saying that Ein's hips don't lie right now?
No, she's standing up. But anyways, Warwick, you still have that door that's slightly jammed, if you remember me saying that.
Oh yeah, once Rook catches his breath and stuff, his party, he helped him find a way up here. He'll start, trying to clear the jam out or open the door or something.
Roll me an athletics check.
See, let me see if I have a crowbar in my inventory real quick before I.
Okay.
Let's see, dragon chest, shovel. I could try to use a shovel as leverage.
If you would like to.
I think I'll attempt it.
Okay. You don't bend your shovel for using it, so that's good.
Yay. Oh.
7. You like lean up against the door and then like slip a little bit and fall backwards, but you still have your harness on, so you fall 5 feet. Climb back up.
Alright, second time's a charm. Should I roll again?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you were gonna let me.
20.
There we go.
This time you start like pushing into the door and pulling it back, trying to like get that extra leverage and torque against it, just ripping as much as you can, and eventually you pull it backwards a little ways. And I need a dex save from all of you. Kyle and Ein at disadvantage.
Is anyone close enough to me to get the paladin aura?
It's a 15-foot radius or 10-foot.
I think it's only 10 feet, but let me double check that real quick.
Arite.
Aura of protection. Yeah, 10 feet right now.
Arite's within range.
Ooh, so how much of a bonus is that?
+4.
Yay, so 16.
So Ein failed, and Warwick failed. As you kind of like lean back the third time, you watch as these heavy and hefty bodies with suits of armor start piling and falling down towards you, and they start slamming through this entire ice cap. And Warwick, even though you get knocked down only 5 feet, you still have like the brunt of many of them slamming into you. We have everyone else who was successful grab onto the sides and like let them slide past after like jumping up a little bit. Ian, they just slam and heftily hit you in the face. Ian, you are going to be suffering 7 points of bludgeoning damage, and you fall back down the 10 feet or so that you climbed.
Oh, that was morbid.
Rurik, what the hell was that?
I don't know. I can't see. It's not whatever it fell. Is still on my face?
Arita, you can easily pick up a section of plate armor and just throw it off of him.
Wait, plate armor, you say?
Plated armor. Sorry, all of them were orcs. It won't fit you. Or even worse, all of them were halflings. It'll never fit you.
Well, no, but that's a bunch of halflings, so we gather them all together. And, a couple halflings make a full person, right?
Oh my god.
3 halflings in a trench coat.
I'm just gonna pull the armor off of Rurik.
Mm-hmm.
Rurik, you got to be more careful about this.
I didn't know it was jamming the door. I thought I'd be helping out. Is everyone okay?
Yeah,
No.
most of the rest of us are.
Sorry.
I think this group needs to implement some sort of protocol when we are exploring, so that no one person does anything without, conferring with the rest. Because
Yes,
traps and all these kinds of things. I mean, every time someone does something, it all backfires.
I agree. From now on, 3 people must be present whenever doing anything, since apparently Creve and Kale proved that even 2 is not good enough.
Well, we talked about it in front of you, and
Yes,
okay,
but
maybe okay. Let's forget about what I said. Anything.
Anyways, Arite and Rorik up towards this top area. Now that those bodies had fallen down, you do see that this is a large sinking of snow that you could travel through, and you do see the breaches of daylight, though shrouded by clouds up above you. At this point, the sun is just on the crests of the horizon, ready to fall.
Everyone would appear it is nightfall. However, I see the sky, the beautiful sky.
Oh yes. Freedom.
Well, I mean, if it's... Oh, wait, actually, no. I was about to say if it's nighttime, we should rest, but it's only been like 4 hours since our last long rest, right?
It was 3 hours before the dragons. After the dragons, 1 hour short rest, climbing the stairs 1 hour, getting the head, fighting the thing, taking another 1 hour, climbing down the hallway, finding things, attuning to things 1 hour, investigating the office after finding the office 1 hour. It's been the bulk of a day at this point.
Oh, okay. Well, if I might make a suggestion, now that we see where the exit's at, we could take shelter in here, as I don't see any other sort of creatures in here yet.
As you're talking, Ian comes like running up the rope first and just gets past all of you into the wide open area. 20 athletics on the second try. Over it.
I'm still down there, by the way, or
I mean, you could try to start climbing back up if you want.
yeah.
Roll another athletics.
Well, I need to climb. Like I won't stay down there.
Do you have a natural climb speed?
No,
Well then.
I don't.
13?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good enough to climb. It's just, it hurts. Your arms are really, really straining. You're not strong. But eventually you all make it out of the Everfrost Tower. Now, unfortunately, because of the nature of that climb, you could technically go back there and get all of your pittance and get your rope if you have another way up here.
Or we could leave them for next time we come this way.
You could.
This being said, I would like to take some time to study the topography and what we say from there, and mark on the map of the area where this Everfrost indicates situation where we want to come back.
Yeah, go ahead. Mark it on this map. You guys can fuck up this map as much as you want. It's your map.
So, do we not have any more of these pittance then?
Well, we still do. Plus, those are cheap.
Right. Well,
Right.
I could go down and loosen them for you and come back upwards, but it feels like such a waste of,
Ah, that's fine. I still have a dozen of them.
I mean, in case we get attacked by some giant invisible wolf during the night, I want to fireball it in the face. I can't do that if I go down to get the pittance for you.
I mean, if we're coming back this way eventually, it might be wise to just leave them in there. From what I heard about when we were talking to Ravi and Zorsith, no one really likes to explore this way. Well, if they do, they probably get eaten by the Draken Mara.
Right. All right, we'll leave the pittance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start ritually casting a minor hut, tiny hut. I mean.
You all hear Phil is openly weeping.
Yeah, I was actually about to ask about that. Are you alright, Phil?
There's daylight. I never thought I would miss it.
There. Rourke pats his head. That's dangling from someone's belt.
That's not an awkward situation. Bop, bop.
Oh, it's he's tied to my quarterstaff.
Okay, so you
Alright.
boop the staff. Okay, that's fine.
Do you want a hood or something? Before the sun comes down, you might not appreciate the light, man.
What? I mean, I appreciate this a lot.
A drow?
A drow who hasn't seen daylight in over 100 years.
Yeah. Enjoy it while it's 10. Like, tomorrow morning, it will fucking burn your eyes. Believe me.
Alright. But anyways, you're all back on top of that original cliff that you had featherfalled your way down and almost died. Right outside of the ruins of Draconia. It's very easy for you to catch your bearings yet again, if you would like to try, or you could just set up a little campsite and go sleepy, go bye-byes.
Catch my bearing, what do you mean?
Yeah,
Like-
I was gonna say,
Discern your exact location, where you need to go,
triangulate where you're on the map, essentially.
Yeah. You have a rough estimate, but, figuring it all out does take a little bit of time.
Well, I was gonna say Rourke could probably try that while Kreve is making the hut, since I think it's 10 minutes.
Sure
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I have been with the map that I have in the pocket. Ravi's map.
Alrighty. Go ahead and give me a survival check, both of you.
Or I can just add Rorik if you want.
Sure.
It's the same. Go, man.
22. You estimate that you're about 3/4 of a mile away from that original entrance where you got into the ruins of Draconia, which means you're actually pretty close to a walkable cliff edge, if this map is accurate, which, I mean, thus far it's been fairly accurate, which would leave you out into the open fields inside of Xhorhas.
Oh, that's very convenient. I believe that this might just be fate, Kale.
Yeah, indeed. How long do you think? Like a couple of miles? If so, so like it's a couple of miles, if I understood correctly what you said, from the open fields or more. Yeah.
You're probably a good 2 or 3 miles, but it's going to be like close to an hour walk because you have to go up and down cliffs to get there.
And through
Yeah.
snow.
Through
But
snow,
I think
yeah. But you're very
I
close.
think it would be worth it to do it right now. It's not nighttime yet, and I would love to sleep in a dry and warmer place than this one, and a place where we won't wake up with white dragons and dragon mera on our head.
Tiny Hut can do that as well.
Oh,
But it's not nighttime. Why it's not now?
okay.
Because
just-
it's...
Go ahead,
Sorry, go ahead.
McKeet.
Sorry, there was someone on, I'm guessing was a motorcycle, judging by how loud it was. It's been a long day for a lot of us. It's probably better to just set up camp, especially since Creed has already started.
Yeah, that's right.
So you guys don't want to push on for 1 more hour and potentially suffer levels of exhaustion? You sure about that? It's fine. It's
No,
only a
you-
DC 10 to start.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. We should definitely
If
get
we
those
push
exhaustion
on for
points.
55 more minutes.
Oh, I'll still make you roll.
45 minutes.
Tempt me. That DC can quickly become 15. It's snowing.
1 minute.
All right, level of exhaustion for all of you. But anyways, yeah. So you're setting up camp now?
Yeah, Creed is already guessing.
Okay. So, after that little debate and conversation, the hut erects itself into existence. That is the proper wording because Creve. Glad
Correct.
you appreciate it. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
And-
guess I could disagree with you on that.
Yeah, you can't. But you all do, however, get to climb in there and have a nice, dry, warm environment to rest in. Immediately, as soon as you go in there, Phil begins weeping yet again. It's warm!
Well, I swear to God, you can appreciate this later. Preferably in a larger bubble where I don't have to be 2 feet away from
Sorry, I haven't felt warm in over 100 years.
I'm
There,
surprised
there.
you
Let
have
the man
been
in.
cold long
let the
enough to
man-
be numb to the feeling of warmth at all, or pain.
What'd you say, McKeet?
Let the man enjoy this. He is a head that has been encased in ice. He deserves happiness now.
It's so pleasant.
And this doesn't happen often, I would think, but I agree with McKeed on this one. Is he deserves to let those emotions out. It's bad to keep them bottled up.
Well, so long as you don't let them out through the entire night, because I need to sleep at some point.
Well, let's just stick the stick out the hut, and Philo will have a wonderful night watching the moon and the stars and whatever you can see in the sky if there is not too cloudy, and he might leave us sleep.
That
Thank
sounds like a
you.
terrible idea. If you just leave him out there, what if something comes and picks up his head and carries it off?
I just
We'll
imagine a
keep it
saber-tooth
watch.
just toy him away.
So I literally thought of like an owl or a hawk or something, just like, oh hey look guys, it's a bird. Caw-caw! Grabs and then flies off.
I'm just expecting a dragon Mara swoops down at us, and then Creve just throws Omen at it.
Hey, now you have Omen and Phil.
It flies. It's a bird. Throw a cat at it.
No, as it's like diving down at us, throw Omen at it, right? And then it'll catch Omen and be satisfied with that cat.
Yeah.
Sure. For the whole half a second it's there in existence. But anyways, you all go to sleep?
Well,
Nope.
I'll set up watching.
Taking to
Damn
first
it.
watch.
Damn it. Okay. So
Oh,
Kyle
Phil.
has first too.
I will take fourth. What? Or we should probably just set it up on the map.
Yes, that would be great. So you're
Very
fourth.
cool.
Who's third? Kreve is
Okay.
partnering up on second. So Rorik, you're not taking a watch?
Or
No, I'm
Wait.
on last. It's
I thought Kyle was in the first.
Jesus
We take
Christ.
those two first.
Left to
Elf.
right. First, second, third, fourth.
yeah. It's oh sorry.
Kale is
And you're
taking
fifth. So Kyle has first, second, because Drow. Kreve has second. Ian has third with Makit. Arite and Rorik have fourth. Go ahead and roll your perception checks, everybody.
Can I have key Bimmy? My owl.
Oh, I was about
we
to say
took-
your key can't keep watch for you, buddy. But yeah,
no,
you can do that
but
with
my
your
my,
own, yeah.
my owl
I
is,
gotcha.
is called key.
I was gonna ask you, Rorik, if which one of us should help the other, or if we were gonna do that, but looks like we're rolling individually.
Sorry.
Alrighty. The evening goes by without a hitch. Morning rolls around, and all of you are hit with a bright, sunshiny day. Phil was only awake for about an hour or so while crying, before eventually crying himself to sleep. Which means all of you did get a long rest in. Go ahead, update your shit.
Hooray! I finally have hit dice again.
Wait, he slept?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm
Just
not mean
'cause-
that's because Drow. Oh, sorry, Elf. You know.
They can choose to sleep. Just a lot of them are hoity-toities that don't want to.
That makes sense. You're right.
Why would I sleep when I can trance? I don't know, depression? Like,
Enough.
That's okay
your
that I can
10
sleep.
temporary hit points and all that jazz.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
To be
How would
fair,
you have? Sorry.
I was gonna make a joke that to be fair, it does have to be pretty like you have to be in a very depressing state of mind to be so happy when a bunch of random people like us find him.
He cried because of a sunset. Yes, he's depressed.
Also, 8 on Kale, Rurik, and Arite.
All right, roll it.
10 makes HP increase basically.
All right, all of you get 10 to your maximum temporarily.
Yay!
And-
Right back up from 69 to 79.
Speaking of 10 additional HP, as usual, breakfast timer gives everyone a little pep speech. So 10 hit points.
I will add that to the head as well.
I mean, it's like we're 8 plus your pep talk. I'm doing more than plus 50% on my total hit points.
Aren't you happy your team is so supportive?
Yeah, we're like
I'm fucking high.
It's the only reason y'all are alive. So anyways, you all have a nice lukewarm breakfast here inside of the snowy tundra inside of the ruins of Draconia. And you all stand up. Let me roll for weather. It is a slightly snowy but beautiful day. Let's do this.
I can still use prestidigitation to warm everyone's food.
Nice. Fuck environmental hazards. We have prestidigitation.
Alright, well.
Alright, so let's get down and find some green grass out of the ravine.
Alrighty. So, you did catch your bearings yesterday, which means it's going to be fairly easy for you all to figure out which direction you are all heading right now. Close that, open this, there we go. And then you just start walking. And as amazing as this sounds, there's nothing impeding your path. I mean, further down in the canyon, you can see that there's any number of different avalanches that probably happened due to all of you pissing off those ice dragons. And, well, you could also try to convince yourself it wasn't your problem if you would really like to, but, you know, that's completely up to you.
I gently remember that we snubbed the side quest where there were some purple light in the middle of the ravine that nobody was going to check, but Jero wanted us to see it.
It's there. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's great.
I'm worrying about it now.
Oh, don't worry about it.
I will still keep a vigilant watch.
Roll me a perception check then.
Because I trust no one. Hey, a 7. Very vigilant.
Would anybody else like to keep watch as well while you're traveling?
Not so much me, but I'll have my familiar keep watch.
Perfect.
Same with Omen does this.
Perfect.
Can I roll a perception to see how catchy the tune I'm humming is?
You can roll a performance.
Yeah, I said that, right?
You said perception.
My bad. There's too many purrs in this.
You're not that old, man, that you can't even hear the song that you're playing.
Omen isn't purring at all.
No?
Her.
Makit, your bat points something out to you that may or may not be a little concerning. That's your call. It looks back at the ruins of Draconia, you know, when watching your back, you look behind you. And, that large stone tablet's no longer there.
Huh. That actually is somewhat concerning.
Sure.
I'll let people know that something or a group of somethings managed to take away that gigantic heavy stone slab.
I mean, could it have been destroyed by the snow? Or moved or buried?
It survived the fall of Draconia and over 100 years of wear and decay.
Alrighty, we'll just kind of shrug.
Not sure if it would be something to worry about right now. We don't know much about it, I would think. I mean, I certainly don't know much about it other than what you said.
Anyway, any reason why the fellow you talked to during the night would have done anything with this tablet? As the way we described it, sound like a weird yet powerful fella.
He did seem a bit. I'm not gonna lie. The circumstances were rather suspicious, and I can't help but think that maybe the next time I see him, we'll be on opposite sides of the field of battle. But for the most part, he seemed like a reasonable man, and it was a pleasant conversation that we had.
I hate you all so fucking much. Anybody watching, it's the Roll20 chat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I love this group.
You're welcome.
Oh, god damn it, Mika. Anyways.
Well,
Yeah?
shall we get going then?
Traveling.
Mm-hmm.
After about 2.5 hours or so, eventually, you all do find a little respite from the snow and from the local environment as you are slowly stepping into a bit more of a green covered location, one that has not been completely enveloped in that beautiful but goddamn consistent snow. And for the first time in forever, you can see the ground beneath your feet without digging through almost 10 inches of snow.
We did it.
Well, it looks like we're on our way, everyone.
Finally, I'm starting to hate the snow.
There we go.
I don't know. I think I love the snow even more after this.
Ugh, I've been hating the snow ever since I saw it.
Well, we'll see you next year then, everything.
I never said I loved it so much more than the warmth. Just that I like the snow.
Good for you. Unfortunately, the rest of us are not adapted for the cold.
Well, rain, snow, or whatever weather, it's interesting and a lot more fun just traveling with you all.
Aw, you're so sweet, old man.
There's just so much love in the world, you know?
Yes,
Is that-
all the love. It's making me nauseous.
Alright. There's already one person sobbing and crying. We don't need a second one.
So, how long will it take us to get to what was the place? Charis? Charis. How do you say it? Charis?
Charis.
Charis.
Well, I'm sure Kale can give us an accurate measure. Since he's the one with the map and all.
I would say, given our position and the time we took to came here in the first place, I would say a couple of days, maybe 3, if the weather is nice to us. And that way, I think.
That way. You are mostly correct. Survival check, 2 people.
Can Rurik help Kyle with it?
Sure.
Same modifier anyway. So I don't
22. So, you discern that you need to walk northeast, more north, in order to get over there. And it's completely up to you if you want to go through the Lotus Den Greenwoods to get there, or continue walking across this wide open expanse and then just walk around to get there? Time-wise, it may be faster through the greenwood, but the greenwood is a little bit more dangerous. Yeah, the forest does have halflings.
I would actually say going through the greenwood because we have Ayn that is from this place and she knows very well and she'll be quite happy to find. I think you'll be quite happy to find your forest and to walk through your forest. Tell me if I'm wrong.
What the hell?
Who
What's that
farted?
whoop? Yeah, that random whoopee question, what?
Aren't you happy to walk through the wood where you lived all your life?
Well, yes, but still, the greenwoods aren't exactly welcoming to people.
Let's walk around it.
Regardless of whether we're walking through around it, I was thinking earlier that some people might freak out about a talking head. No offense, Phil. Not everyone's quite as open-minded or anything about that, and I had an idea that might be able to help with that. So, I once saw this entertainer one time, and he called himself a ventriloquist, I think. But he had like this puppet sort of thing that talked. So if we put maybe a pretend body around the stick that McKeith's carrying, then Phil can just sorry. Phil can maybe talk freely, and we can just say that that's McKeith's puppet.
Like a scarecrow?
Yeah.
Let's see with that. It's a good
Actually,
idea. I
talking
like
one.
it.
And McKeith can even use his magic to move it around.
That seems somewhat. That part of me seems somewhat degrading.
Well, we are already a traveling circus, so we might as well do some performances like that.
Speak for yourself,
So-
Grieve.
No, I'm speaking for all of us. That's why I said it.
And I'm telling you
Punk.
for yourself.
Anyways, are you walking through the fucking forest or are you walking around? It's been a
We're
3-minute
around.
conversation. There we go. Alright, you're walking around the forest. It's gonna take you an extra probably few hours to the 2-day long journey that you need to wait, is that 2 days? I think that's 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days. No, I don't know.
We took 2 days approximately to come here, or 2 days and a half.
Yeah, so it'll be 2.5 days yet again. Yeah, you'll get there in 2.5 days. Not bad. So, let me just roll to see if anything happens along the journey. Nothing. All right. After 2.5 days of traversing through the wide open expanse here in Jorhas, you finally find yourselves back inside of the very rustic and hospitable state of Sharis.
Civilization. It's good to be back.
Kind of.
Is that what you call civilization?
Oh,
No
Oh,
offense,
yeah.
but
The population of Sharis is close to 800, 900.
certainly
Yes.
civilization compared to where we were just a few days ago.
Well, there's architecture, economy, and people, so it's enough.
it's like, I mean, there is a different way to assess civilization. We were in the middle of a city that is several thousand years old. Even if it's a ruin, it's still to me a biggest nest to civilization that Charis is.
Sure, but a dead civilization is
It's yet a civilization.
Well, it's a, no. Screw you. I'm going to get some ale and horse. See you later.
Oh, you are going to be so disappointed, my friend.
I mean, the only
I-
horse I know is Butterscotch. I mean, if you see my horse, that's fine.
I tell Ayn, I think we just released someone that is even worse than Snook into this village.
I highly doubt it. I'm sure Snook could do better.
Steve, that is not a challenge.
Do you want to
I'm
build
gonna-
up a bigger reputation than Snook?
Ooh, Snook might take that as a challenge.
Snook of the
who
Nine
Snook
Realms.
Well, anyways, I'm gonna go say hi to Tustin.
Mm-hmm.
Already. Tustin was the
Black
guard.
Dragonborn.
The guard.
Yep.
He gave us chickens, is what I wrote down.
The guard. Yeah.
No,
So
I think the guard was Wudon and his son was Hudon.
No. Oh yeah, Tusden is the old Dragonborn.
Oh,
Yeah.
That keeps asking for Viagra.
yeah. He wasn't a black dragonborn. He's old.
Oh, was he?
Yep.
Yeah, he was one of the other ones.
Oh, should I? I wrote down Black Dragonborn.
Yeah,
on my
fuck it. Let's
notes.
keep him as black dragonborn. Makes no difference. Anyways, you track down the very old, very angry black dragonborn.
Hey,
What do you
Tustin, we're
want?
back.
What do you want?
Oh, I just wanted to say hi. See how, went from one senior to another. Make sure you're doing okay.
I pissed for 30 minutes this morning.
Oh man, that beat my record of from last night. It was 25 minutes. I think I may have kept my companions up.
He just keeps blinking at you empty-mindedly.
Since I'm back, Ayn's also back. If you wanted to pick up more supplies later, we're gonna probably stay in town for a bit to resupply.
Leans back over whatever he was doing in his room. Very grumpy old man.
You know, didn't I have we got along though because we were old and we had tales to tell?
Well, you had tales to tell. Didn't mean he liked you. He's an old man. He doesn't like anybody.
That's fair.
It depends on the weather as well. You probably caught him at a bad time.
Oh, that's true. Weather does affect people's moods, especially old people.
Yeah, old man yells at clouds.
I thought old people affect old people's moods. Anyways, Creve, roll me an investigation. Or no, roll me a persuasion.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
16. It turns out that the majority of people who live inside of Sharis don't have any alcohol whatsoever. And they don't have a tavern. They don't have a general store. They don't have any type of stores or shops that you can come across. If you want something, they just point you in the direction of somebody who can help you. And you end up having to walk around town for a period of time before eventually you meet up with one of 3 people who work for the local guards who has alcohol right now. Hey, my name's Solus. Make this myself. What's some? You see a turtle individual who's just sitting out front of one of the watch stations, whittling a piece of wood.
Yes, I'd be very happy to purchase some of your wares.
Yeah?
Alcohol, I mean.
He pulls out a couple of wooden cups, places them down. Little tiny cups. Then he pulls out a big jug and fills them all the way up to the brim. And he just silently sips it.
I take a smell first.
You might go blind.
Huh. Screw it. Is this? Well, never mind. And I think to myself, like, well, if this is the best this town has to offer, then it's great.
Oh, you drink the whole fucking thing?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, no saving throw. You're fucked up in about an hour.
Hey, very good stuff.
There goes the job done. All right. Fills you up again. Sip it. It might kill you. How'd that happen to a guy?
I'm not a guy. Well, I am.
Didn't mean to misjudge you.
I just mean I'm not human. Oh, so
Neither did I. He's a turtle.
Right. Cheers.
Yeah.
I take a big sip.
So yeah, Creve is gone for the day.
Oof.
And they also
Well,
don't have any whores in town.
I mean, in hindsight, he improved. The last time, the other guy just instantly stopped breathing.
Are there at least some like sultry maidens I can charm?
There's some old widows that have lost their husbands recently.
Sure.
Okay. Roll me a persuasion with disadvantage. Let's see how much they like you.
Oh boy.
I swear to God, if he gets 2 nat 20s, I'm gonna be mad.
14. I mean, there is always the chance. You won't remember it, but you do wake up in somebody else's bed.
Yeah.
And last night you could have sworn that you had better taste, but I mean, it is what it is at this point.
At this, he's in bard withdrawal without actually being a bard.
I mean, he has officially roleplayed the opportunity to multi-class bard, so.
That's all I wanted.
Now he'll be abstinent. But anyways. How long do you guys want to spend in town? What do you want to do in town? And let me know what y'all are doing.
Well, the question is, do we stay a couple of days or do we want to take a time off?
Well, I say we should
Downtime.
look into it if someone in town is able to maybe cure those wolf pelts, or at least,
I do know someone.
or maybe we could find someone who'd trade us something good for it.
A guy. The guy
As
who
well
took me to Netherwork.
As well as it gives us maybe a couple days to just prepare our journey. We took a little bit to prepare getting to Zorsith, and that was civilization. This next place we don't exactly know what we might find there, so it might take longer. Also, given that it's the basin, when we're gonna have to probably travel down the river, we might want to make sure you pack some waterproof things. Get a waterproof bag to protect your stuff.
Right. I don't like the idea of being on the boat right now. Oh, my head hurts.
How long would it take to preserve or cure the wolf pelt?
If all you're doing is preserving it and curing it, probably a few days. It's a lot of wolf pelt.
Yeah.
I'm presuming you moved all of those things into the bag of colding once you unlock that item, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll stay the length of time that's needed to cure the wolf pelt, so it doesn't just rot off.
All right, so 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it? You all want 3 days?
Yep.
I would like to figure out if someone would be willing to batter some kind of augment stone against those pelts.
So attempting to sell or buy a magical item takes a work week, which is 5 days. So you want to spend 5 days?
Well, we could do it as part of total of 5 days.
So you want to do 5 days? Is everybody cool with 5 days?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Um,
Well, now that we have figured out how long we want to take, and thank you for those of you who posted inside of the chat, we are going to go ahead and go on break. We will be right back.